Hello, Patriots, praying citizens, and truth seekers. Today is May 31st. I'm doing this video in the middle of the day because it has come to my attention via some of my viewers on YouTube that there's a new intelligence person in the mix whose name is I the Spy. So this is I the Spy's Twitter page. I the Spy says, I spy on eyes for other eyes. I am an I the Spy. The information about I the Spy is the location behind the fort, joined May of 2018, literally just a few days ago, I think, and born on November 4th, 1952, which is actually, I the Spy says later that is the day that the NSA was started. And I the Spy is an NSA computer geek. So I thought what I would do is take you all through some of I the Spy's Twitter posts, and he does these Q&A 1-hour sessions. I'll start with today's session and then work my way backwards. So those of you who've already been updated on what I the Spy posted this week, you can just drop off wherever you fit in with the timeline. Okay, so I just got a new tweet, so let's take a look. I the Spy. 2 words, LOL, DJT makes his point simple, love it, and Donald Trump says fair trade. Now, some of the Q&A has been about flat Earth, so I'm going to kind of go through this, and so you know, I don't use cuss words, and so wherever I the Spy has a particular phrase using the F word, and I just will kind of give you my own version of it. You know, call me crazy, call me silly, I don't care. I'm just not repeating those words. So here we go. Shaking my head, this anti-Q crowd is so transparent. Quote, I used Q to get fans and then turned on him, unquote. I despise dimwit traders, despise, and then there's a skull. Okay, so I the Spy is not Q, but I the Spy has said many of the same things that Q says, and as I go through this is my disclaimer. I don't endorse anything other than I have stood by Q in the past because I believe a lot of what Q says. And I the Spy is saying parallel things to what Q says. I don't trust him on Bible stuff. There you go. I mean, some of it I don't know. Some of it I look at it and I go, well, the guy could be right. He's paralleling Q. But let's just all, put our collective brains together and post in the comments if you know something is blatantly false. You can just put that out there. I reserve my comments whether I agree with some stuff or not. But if I have something to add, I will add it. Okay, so that's my disclaimer. And let's see. I the Spy says a bunch of fake anti-Q LARPers got busted, blasted, and their platforms taken. I wonder why. Any other takers want to tell people how Q is fake while bragging about their tiny, I have more time to nuke. All right, so now he's going to talk some more about the flat Earth. No fisheye lens used, put it to rest. Okay? And for your information, you can use lasers to measure curvature. There's this thing called atmospheric refraction, which makes that impossible. Flat Earth trolls get beheaded from here on out, fam. Moving on from this silliness. And then he's posted a video, Space Shuttle, Round Earth, No Fisheye Lens, compilation from outboard video cameras on the solid rocket boosters of the Space Shuttle Endeavour. I show that the cameras have no fisheye lenses attached. That's on YouTube. We're not going to play it. Then he says, woot, so close now, fam. I can taste the pain coming. And we know that Q has said that many times, the pain is coming. This is a Secretary Mike Pompeo tweet. The proposed summit with North Korea offers a historic opening for at POTUS and Chairman Kim to boldly lead U.S. and the Republic of Korea. I forget what this Democratic People's Republic of Korea, that's what it's called, into a new era of peace, prosperity, and security. Our countries face a pivotal moment in which it could be nothing short of tragic to let this opportunity go to waste. Okay, so That is that. Then, want to know if the Earth is flat or round? Buy a rocket. Attach camera to said rocket, launch rocket into space, see round Earth, stop asking poor I if Earth is flat. This is a conspiracy push to discredit all of you. Proof is extremely easy to obtain by anyone who wants it. All right, so now he's putting an end to this Q&A. He says, I will go through and try to finish answering leftover questions or ones that got missed. There were so many. Hopefully getting to all of them. Back to work for this eye. Have a good one, fam. So let's get to these Q&As. And like I said, I'm going to go through these, and if you've already, and I'm going through backwards, so you can just drop out when it fits. As promised, Q&A time again. Try to keep it to one question each. Repeats get ignored. New ones get answered. Start the clock now. All right. So this guy says, why do they chemtrail every full moon? They haven't missed a full moon spray here in LA in years. Even if it's clear all day, the wispy trails obfuscate the full moon. Hiding hard work up there? Hologram? Haha, JK, but seriously. And I, the spy, says, no spoilers. When the skies are clear, the war is over. Then someone asked, what is the Vatican observing with their high-power telescope on Mount Graham? And he says, they're enemies. Is the Mormon church clean? No, in all caps. Confirm, QRS-11 can be used as part of a package of technology to guide aircraft equipped with uninterruptible autopilots, turning them into weapons? Question mark. I, the spy, absolutely. Regarding the black population, definite awakening coming soon? Question mark. You betcha. Very, very soon. Beginning stages already started. I, the spy. And then Jeanette says, timeline for the public to find out what's really going on in Antarctica. He says, no spoilers. What specific subjects will be good for future college university students to focus on that will be high in demand for the future tech business / industry? Question mark. Q says, I, the spy says, coding, huge demand. Then Martin Geddes wants to know what's the future of cults like the Jehovah's Witnesses. And I, the spy says, people make their own decisions about faith even when it comes to cults. Freedom of choice means the freedom to make bad choices too. Demon / human hybrids? Question mark. He says no. Now, he has been talking about a big day being the 11th and the 12th of June. So we're talking less than 2 weeks from now. And he talked about that in earlier posts. So we will, like I said, go back to those. Okay. Let's see. There's got to be more in here. Keep scrolling through this. And if you want to find I, the spy, just go on Twitter. There is a parody account or a phony account that's I, the spy 1, and this is just plain old I, the spy. And it's a big eyeball. A actual photograph of a person's eye is his. Here we go. Hope I didn't miss anything. Here's his picture right here. So the truth worker says, does the government or IC have, that means intelligence community, have access to tech that can view past events or likely future events, or a supercomputer to run likely future outcomes of potential decisions / actions? I, the spy, says no one knows the future for sure, but we have a pretty good handle on it just the same. Khazarian Mafia, truth or fiction? Very real and very evil. Why was CDC scientist Timothy Cunningham offed? Is it the vaccine Gates is promoting to third world countries or something worse? Putting cancer seeds in our vaccines? I, the spy. Timothy failed to retain his position and tried to run. They caught him and killed him. I wouldn't trust Gates. And that's Bill Gates. I could be kind of selfish and ask if there's a cure for Parkinson's in the pipeline. I'm not even 40 and I got that crap. But I should probably ask, are there a cure for SSRI, antidepressants? Can't quit. Yeah, boring. When will 9/11 be revealed to the public? The Spy says stem cell adult treatment will cure it. Look for experimental procedures being done on it that need subjects with active Parkinson's. They are out there. I have a few followers. I truly wish they'd support the president, but they insist he's Illuminati. If false, how did he make it without their pressure? Thanks. The Spy. DJT was a huge insider. He says it himself plenty. Wasn't always a good guy. He came over to our side because of what he saw and grew to hate about them. Can you please let the operators know they and you remain in our thoughts and we are praying for them? Thanks. The Spy. No one communicates with Q Team, period. And the Spy has been very upfront. I am not Q. Don't put that on me. I'm totally separate. Question, did DJT and team plan this whole Russia thing as a diversion, allow SH to gain info from places, players, honeypot? No, Russiagate was a response to Pizzagate, intended only to last until HRC won. It did not work out so well for them. We adopted strategy based off of it later to co-opt it out of deep state hands and turn the tables. So I would suggest if you do want to ask the Spy a question, because he seems to like doing these Q&As, just make sure that you read through everything first so you're not asking duplicate questions. Why is the DNA testing being promoted? Even the anchors on Fox News are doing it. The Spy. Because the corporations want to maximize their ability to sell you. Your DNA tells them everything about you, what things you like and dislike, how and what you think, far more revealing than people realize. I've seen so many self-storage units going up in my area. Any significance to this? Not really, other than consumer culture is on the rise with a booming economy under DJT. Another thing is, the Spy is not a patriot, he says, but he does like the president. Now, I don't know what this is. This person, and I know this person is on Twitter all the time. I don't know how to pronounce it. Masipo, Joe Masipo, replying to the Spy, don't be a dimwit. And okay. I don't know why I even stopped there. I just really want to concentrate on questions and answers. We know who the chair is, who is the master. Not mine to reveal. I don't want to end up in a kill box. Sorry. Why did our president do this for us? Why now at this point in his life? The Spy, because he grew to absolutely hate the insiders he was a party to. Then a friend showed him some truth through a special door, and DJT never looked back. I only have one question. What's the door of doors that President Trump looked through? The Spy. The source of the truth will be revealed by Q Team, not me. All right. At some point, we're going to get to the end and we'll move to the next set of questions. Will many people at the top be arrested all at one time? The Spy. One fell swoop will come for some big fish. Others will be neutralized quietly. Some will kill themselves rather than go along, etc. What is up with the fake wives of the royals and celebs? Amal Clooney, Kate, Meghan, etc. And Kate wearing the Rosemary's Baby dress for the third kid? Amal for sure has to be a dude. The Spy. Sexual blackmail, handlers, lots of varied reasons for it. Was Atlantis a real place? Does it still exist? Is it Antarctica before frozen over? The Spy. Yes, it was a real place. Near Alaska, actually, very much underwater for a very long time. Like I said, I don't know half of this stuff, so I'm just telling you what's out there. You can research it on your own. Okay, are there cures for drug and alcohol addiction, including other CNS-acting drugs, even those not scheduled? Big Pharma have pushed on an unsuspecting population. The Spy. Medications as simple as Benadryl have potentiation as curatives for addiction. Lots of research is squashed, and scientists kill to keep Big Pharma big, being dealt with currently. That's good news. Although I do have a family member who works for Big Pharma, so just in the marketing area. Okay, will Brennan and Clapper be punished? Oh my, yes. That is going to be a glorious day. Will CNN ever tell the truth? Haha, not on purpose. That's a good answer. I don't know what this is. Are Enki and Enlil real? Do we descend from a genetic hybrid created by Anunnakis to be used as a working class to mine gold? Will they return to Earth? If so, should we be concerned? I, the Spy, says, over the mark. Sumeria is not the oldest culture or religion by far. There is one religion older than all, the rest that most people have never even heard of. So, Normie's still adamantly blue-pilled. When the hammer drops and Perp walks to the chopping block, they may something. What's the plan to help those poor brothers and sisters of ours? I, the Spy. They will wake up slowly when proof becomes impossible to ignore. Don't worry, you are the majority by far. One of the things I've loved is watching this whole movement grow. How long has the U.S. government and other countries been interacting and working with aliens? I, the Spy. We are not working with ETs. What happened 12,000 years ago? And was there a nuke war about 3,000/4,000 years ago? He says this is bombs and explosions, and then a bunch of icons, and reset. I guess so. What do aliens look like? Real aliens, not illegal aliens. All kinds of ETs, way more than people think. For the average person, what can be done to better secure their computer, tablets, Wi-Fi? Is there an antivirus program that actually works? Nothing, I, the Spy, says. Privacy is a complete illusion. Basic antivirus protects from basic malware. That's all you can really do. Are fallen angels in Antarctica? No. Later on, he says that Antarctica is a playland for the elite. Okay, so that was that. Now this is from, let's see, there's some more on here. This is another post. Yeah, this we've already done. So then he says, in celebration of the 5th annual FireEye Forum, you all just landed a blow to the deep state. Pegging Jack was great, fam. Can't thank you all enough. That's meaning what the Twitterverse did to Jack, who's the head of Twitter. How many of you had to verify trying to like it? That's a shadow censorship. Now you've seen it in action. Algorithms be damned. Okay, so this is he posted this article from FireEye Gov Forum. NSA, NCTOC, TD, Dave Hogue discusses the current cyber threat landscape with a full crowd. All right, then I, the Spy, says you should all go here and upvote this comment. I would love that. Thanks, fam. And this is the comment. This is, so, @Jack says, on social media, there's nothing like NBA Twitter. It's a sports bar that doesn't close, a barbershop with unlimited seating, a family cookout where the NBA stars show up to hang. And this is, he pinned a tweet from Brendan Lee. And then I, the Spy, picks that up and says, cough, pedo, cough, cough. And then he pins the @Jack, making the good pasta, reading through some amazing parts of the satanic verses, the golden threads beginning to intertwine. Okay. Then I, the Spy, posts this short list of people I am not. I am not Julian Assange. I'm not Edward Snowden. I'm not Q. I'm not any head of any government department. Short list of people I am. A guy with a personal Twitter account who happens to work at the NSA. Sorry, folks, I'm no one special, just a code junkie with a bit of a mouth. Yeah, he has a bit of a mouth. This stands for laughing my ass off. Fake CIA and fake NSA accounts, etc. Now warning people that I'm attention seeking. This is my personal page that I blow off steam on. I'm just doing me. Keep it up, dimwits. Just bringing me more friends. I never realized how popular this account would become. And then he talks about this I the Spy 1, which is not him, and talking about doing another Q&A. And he says, I'm not one for personal vendettas, but here's a promise. If my account gets nuked by Jack, I will nuke all of Twitter single-handedly in one fell swoop. All right, so less than 2 weeks left. That's till June 11th and 12th. What you gonna do when we come for you? LOL. Oh, Jack, king of soy pedo dimwits. Really? Censoring me? Ha ha ha. Is it because I know you like that pasta? Those golden threads unraveling now? Let me give em a little tug. You don't know what you're up against. This is just my personal account. Must scare you. Okay, so the pasta, for those of you that don't know, references to pasta and pizza are code words, FBI identified code words for types of pedophilia and what the different sickos like in their children. Then, so in less than 2 weeks, the crap hits the fan. Bet for the next 12 days, the media goes into major attack overdrive. If they can't stop it, they can't. They are super screwed all the way to the tippy top. And that's a throwback to Donald Trump. And somebody on the board said, hey, Q, can you have Donald Trump say the word tip top? And Trump did. He did it in a speech. He said tip top and then tippy top. And then I think he said tippy top, something like that. So that was a verification of Q and that Trump is part of the Q thing. Enjoy the show, fam. I'll do another Q&A in a few hours here, and that we've already done. So here he pins a tweet from Donald Trump. The corrupt mainstream media is working overtime, not to mention the infiltration of people, spies, informants into my campaign. Surveillance much? I the Spy says, as an I, I'm offended at the lack of coverage too. DJT was placed under so much surveillance, you all have no idea. Wiretaps, bugs, agents inside and out, etc. Everything that could be used was used. Going to be fun to watch them hang for it. Treason's prize is still. And then he's got skulls and crossbones. Potential summit, LOL. And this is from Secretary Pompeo's tweet. The secretary knows how to draw the crowd. This has been such a good show. Can't wait to drink up all those soy tears when the summit goes off perfectly. People don't even realize the true point of the summit yet. Fam, North Korea's got the goods on the baddies. This is key. So this summit is supposed to take place on June 12th. We've got this big sky event happening on the 11th. And I the Spy says North Korea's got the goods on the bad people. And that's pretty much what Q said, but not quite like that. Okay, then this was some stuff related to Roseanne and Trump's tweet about the head of ABC calling Valerie Jarrett and apologizing for what Roseanne said, and Donald Trump saying, hey, where's my apology? And I the Spy says, LOLing, I love DJT. Then he says this, which I think is key too. For your information, this is this morning, because right now it's like 5 o'clock Central Time. So this was 10 hours ago. For your information, Iran is totally imploding. Just thought you should know. Won't be long now. Then he talks about more Q&A. Don't worry, fam. DJT is just busy getting the left to endorse Sessions. This is key because Q has said trust Sessions. It will be their only move, and it will backfire on them completely in the coming weeks. Yay, can't wait for that. You can still trust Jeff and the plan both. Oh, and you can trust your Q team too. Then right under that, he says, interesting, and it's a tweet from Trump. The recusal of Jeff Sessions was an unforced betrayal of the President of the United States. And that was a quote from Joe DeGeneva, former U.S. attorney. And if what Q said, and if we're picking up his cues, clues, hints correctly, this is all a giant stage play with Jeff Sessions. That Sessions is 100% behind Trump. Okay, I'm going to skip that one because let's see. Then he says, what do I do when I'm bored? I write code. All right, I'm going to skip down to where it gets into the meat. 5 eyes is not 5 people. So if you don't know what 5 eyes is, look it up on Wikipedia, but it's an agreement we have with other countries, Britain, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and the US, swapping intel back and forth. And then I Spy tells us a little bit more about himself. What did you people assume NSA agents talk like? Bond? I'm a glorified computer nerd and I watch people for a living. I admit it's less exciting than it sounds, way less exciting. Long hours, tons of data, very little intrigue. My mouth is all that keeps me mostly sane. All right. I promise I will never post premium content or sell you super male vitality, shaking my head and laughing. I also promise not to be a 150-year-old conspiracy pushing sellout. You crack me up, fam. Also, we didn't turn the frogs gay. They probably just listened to way too much musical theater. Okay. Let me see if... Let's get to this one. This is from May 29th. It's an anniversary date. This was last year. People kept asking why Julian Assange would reveal himself on 6/11. Q gave this day for a reason. This is the reason pain arrives. So it's 23 days from the 19th to the 11th. Truth hurts. Sorry if it confused you. It was supposed to. That's how Q Team gets you all thinking. And then he reposts this tweet. For people asking about Assange, the MIA reference in this paper planes in his paper planes post and 611 asked a lot, thefader.com. Okay, so here's this. And this I'll go to this. I don't know how to pronounce this lady's some of her music names, etc. So forgive me, I'm an old fogey. I am not a young person, and I don't get this music, and I don't understand how her song is pronounced. So, MIA will host a talk with Julian Assange at Meltdown Festival. She's got a Meltdown Festival in London. Different people are performing, and the rapper will host a conversation with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. All right, so this was posted June 9th of 2017, and the 11th will be the 1-year anniversary. Assange will be joining the conversation remotely via a live link. The talk will take place June 11th from 10:30 to 11:45 a.m. at the blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that is about this, and if you want more information, you can always go to this on Twitter. It's from thefader.com. Okay, so here we go with another Q&A. This is from May 29th. Madeline McCann. Okay, little girl, tiny, beautiful, blue-eyed or green-eyed, I can't remember, just this adorable little girl who was killed, I think in Portugal. Her mom is a physician. Her mom and dad were out to dinner. They were staying in a hotel or had a suite or whatever, and she was in the room. They left her in the room with cousins or something, and she was gone when they came back. And anyway, it's a really sad story, and it's been hinted at that John Podesta and his brother Tony were involved. So, Madeline McCann connection or no? No coincidences, connected. And later on he says connected to John and Tony Podesta and that they killed her, but I don't know which thread that was in. So, okay. If there are no portals, but UFOs are real, how do they get here from such a distance? And I, the spy, like I said, don't know if he really knows what he's talking about here, but he says outer space is not what you think it is. Interstellar travel isn't like you've been taught. Then solar minimum is real but harmless. No ice age coming. Will the Chicago mob or whatever be taken down? Yes, says I, the spy, in the works right now. Mayor is very corrupt. Mayor Rahm Emanuel, remember he was chief of staff, I think, for Obama. Mayor is very corrupt, must be removed to clean city up. And you know, every weekend they have just horrendous killings, and sometimes kids get caught in the crossfire, all related to gangs. And yes, they are not allowed to have guns in Chicago. So yeah, that's really working. All right, will big tech, big data, big brother be able to control motorcycles and riders in a similar way to how they plan to control autonomous cars, drivers, movement? If yes, what's their strategy? And he says, no, problems will prevent them from doing this. I'm just going to skip to his answer to this one. Military is in favor of the president across the board, as are intel agencies now. Yes, there have been many attempts on POTUS's life and all those close to him. This is a real war. And if citizens are finding things, chances are 99.999% positive that we already know. Question, if Tor is a spooky red flag, is there any way to hide online? Tor plus VPN, or just know that they know? I, the spy, says, big red flag, no, we know everything. Should people donate to I Am WikiLeaks? No. Okay, then this is a whole post about Marina Abramovic. If you don't know, she does spirit cooking. She is very likely a cannibal, and she is great friends with all the Hollywood weirdos, and Hillary Clinton. He says Marina was never a secret, belonged to the French Society of Magicians since 1991, and she's really sick. In this picture, she looks closer to her age. She's in her early 70s, so obviously consuming those babies and blood and whatever else has made her keep her youth. What will come of Obama in the future? I, the spy, says 3 skulls. And this is so funny. Here's this picture of Obama. I was at the National Portrait Gallery last week, and there were probably 25 people in line to take a picture of his portrait. Yeah, it was very hard for me to behave myself in that situation. Okay, will HRC ultimately go to jail? No, not jail, and then 3 skulls. Does that mean that she's going to die? Who knows? ETS replied to a Q earlier. ET's replied to a Q earlier. Will there be gallows? Or ETS responds something similar. Then he says, crap hits the fan on the 11th of June, but this is a process just the same. Trust the plan. Overlords, aliens, demons, both, neither, something stranger? His answer, good versus evil, is real. Do the Rothschilds have leverage on Trump? And he says no. Favorite book is Brave New World. Will the First and Second Amendments be or stay fully intact? Will laws that override them be repealed? He responds, rights stay. The rest is a process that takes time. Is Andrew Basiaggio speaking the truth about making space jumps with Barry Soetoro, aka Barack Obama? And he says no. Was Osama bin Laden really buried at sea? No. Christine Marcy and the rest of SEC brought to light? He answers, everything dark gets brought to light. All right, keep going. Is Trump related to Tesla? He says not physically. Has Tesla's tech, though, whatever that means. What did Princess Diana discover that got her killed? What do we all know about Prince Andrew and Epstein now? We know that they're friends and they're pedophiles. Pedo Island, we know the prince went back and forth. We know the Clintons went back and forth. Did the Pentagon get hit by a cruise missile on 9/11? And he says, staged event. Will we eventually learn the real history behind humanity, who created humans and or what created us? Yes. Reference, hello Alice. Does that mean the rabbit has reached its destination? I, the spy, Alice has been out of Wonderland for a while. What is the plan to wake up those who have been brainwashed by the Mockingbird media? I fear most are too far gone. How do we reverse the damage that's been done? People choose to wake up. You don't force them to. And that is so true. Will Flynn be exonerated? Yes. Good news for him. I read today that Trump is going to pardon Dinesh D'Souza, and that is very good news. And possibly Martha Stewart, because what was her sin? What was her crime? She lied to the FBI, just like Flynn did. And then another one, I can't remember who the other one was, but they all were prosecuted by James Comey, which is, as far as I understand, that's sort of retribution. Okay, we need Trump to go full blaze, and soon will he? And the spy says it's the Sky event, which again is the 6th or the 11th of June, the 6th month. Who built Punku in Tiwanaku, Peru? The spy says old civilizations, older than ours, older than the inhabitants that occupied it later. Can we trust Betsy DeVos to reset the education system? Hopefully, he responds. DJT trusts her for good reason. She cares a great deal about it. I know, maybe he doesn't know about that one. And, I've heard both sides on her. So, next question, is Hawaii volcano naturally occurring, or was it intentional via outside influence? And he says natural. Will UK swamp be cleared as a result of action in the US? And the spy says UK swamp will be cleared by UK citizens. Worldwide cleaning in progress. And Q has said that. I know it's tough, but have patience, it will happen. Which VPN do you recommend? He says, doesn't matter. Totally useless to hide behind a VPN. You are watched every second you're connected, no matter how you do it. Privacy is an absolute illusion. Is Corey Goode and David Wilcock good sources for the secret space program and the Law of One? He says no. Find active duty involved or people who access intel directly. Anyone with a brand name is pushing their own self-interest and will bend truth to keep an audience. Best way to prepare for an EMP grid down scenario, how many days supply of food and water? And he says no need. EMP event, very preventable. Even in the event of mass EMP, which is unlikely unless it is continuous, grids would be quickly back online. So I'd relax during a short blackout at that point. Is Nephilim abductions viewed as alien abductions? ? No, there are aliens though. If you don't know what Nephilim are, we're talking about the Old Testament giants. You might want to look up the original word in the Hebrew, and do a little bit of study on that. I think it's well worth your time. Will you be watching POTUS speech in Nashville tonight? I know I will. He says probably not. I work long hours and I'm not into speeches. I'm not a super patriot. Honestly, I just like the truth. Will Soros go down and his empire with him? Yep, soon enough. That's very good news, and that's what Q has said also. Can we get the orchestrators of election fraud executed for treason? He says no, that would be a bit overzealous. Will Trump and family survive this chaos? I'm so worried for them. Yes. Elaborate on monolithic structures some, please. The similar Stonehenge found on Mars, now dubbed Mars-henge. Why didn't NASA reveal that photo till recently? Why was it provided now? The spy responds, Bronze Age and older. History you've been taught lies. Timelines are false. Tech was around before. And then, bang, reset the clock. That's an explosion icon there. Is Flat Earth a project used to discredit the truth movement? Yes. Discredit by association. What's the deal with the faux truther turds on YouTube and other social media that are making a seemingly coordinated push to label Q a LARP, the sources behind their evidence? And he says, Excuse me, let me finish this. Are they all or some being paid? By who? Or are they actually just that stupid? He says fame fags. Once they have a taste, they don't let go, a la Jerome Corsi. They assumed the Q ship was sinking and dove overboard into the seas of stupidity at first glance. They were wrong. Q wanted them exposed. Q succeeded, lost their credibility because of it. Some paid, most shills. Okay. What can we do to help? Stay aware and constantly sharpen your wits. Be careful who and what you believe, and also always look for truth, even when you think you know things. Question it, then spread good information. What were the elites visiting in Antarctica after the election last year? And he responds, Antarctica hides a playground for the elite, man-made, not giants. It also houses special labs for human experimentation. Disturbing things, honestly, will be destroyed soon. Why our DNA? Why do these companies want it so bad? What are they looking for? I, the spy, responds, you are collateral for debts incurred. You are payment. Learn your history, and that becomes a lot clearer. That they monetize your existence, create problems to fix them, bleed you in 1,000 ways. Your DNA can identify everything about you. Let's see if we have any more here. Okay, is the communist Pope Francis going down? And the response, he's already on his way out. We know that Q said that May was going to be a bad month, and we had 34 Chilean bishops resign because of the pedophile scandal. Is Michelle Obama a man, or was she a man? I, the spy, says they killed Joan for saying it. You do the math. All right, now, there was an earlier, like from 2016, there was a Q type person on the 4chan board, and someone sent it to me, and I was just rereading it, and that Q person said that Michelle is a female. So I don't know. I think that's a lot of speculation, and we can get into big fights over it. It's not worth it. Was the Nazi Holocaust on Jews real? The answer, yes, it was. But there is a dark history behind their hatred of the Jews, not all, involving centuries of ritual human sacrifice. Dark things. It's dangerous to discuss still. Going to swerve away here. And I don't know if I'll just do this and see what happens. Okay, why is Netflix willing to ruin their company by signing the Obamas? Answer, because Netflix belongs to George Soros. Are reptilians real, and are they here? No. Is Erdogan a puppet? Now he's the president / prime minister / dictator of Turkey. And he asked the questions, Turkish one? No. I don't understand why he would even, is there another Erdogan? Okay. Did No Name, which is John McCain, fire start and cause the USS Forrestal fire? Was he really the only one removed from the ship that night? I, the spy, responds, not the only survivor. Zlatoper, Zlatoper, was there too? Traitors being traitors, yes to the fire starter. Jean Benet Ramsey, remember that? What was that, 1980 something? Connected to child trafficking or no? You know, that little blonde-haired, blue-eyed child that was in beauty pageants that was killed. And he responds, mind control slave, killed by her family and their sick friends, absolutely connected. There must be something important that nobody has asked a question for. What is something you feel we the people need to know? I, the spy, says the way you are taught about World War II is a farce in many ways. What is the significance of the Bohemian Grove? What happens there? He responds, Moloch, sacrificial rites, passing through fire, sick things. And we know that that's old stuff from the Bible of people sacrificing their children to Moloch, which is the birth, or the rebirth of the abortion clinic thing. Okay, the other day I asked a couple of Qs, but you asked me to pick just one to ask. I did, but you didn't answer. What can you tell us about the white planet? And he responds, Snow White. I have no idea what that means. How widespread is the cabal's blackmail? Very widespread. Nazis and the church were besties. The empire never died. Does the IC have satellites with X-ray capabilities that can see inside of any person's home? Answer, we can see anywhere at any time, even deep underground. Will the Republic be reoccupied when the war is over or shortly thereafter? Natural transition after state of emergency? And he responds, we are in a national state of emergency already. Executive order on human trafficking declared it. That was from, I think it was the 21st of December. And it also enables the president to confiscate money from pedophiles and pedophile organizations, human traffickers. What really happened with Michael Jackson? And he says, at which point he had a messed up life and was used the whole way through by various parties. Pity the man. Are there really portals to other dimensions and time travel? No portals, no time travel. Time is linear, otherwise we wouldn't need the plan. Massive tunnel network connecting all Walmarts? No. I know some people that would really argue that one. How do you suppose the revelations of 6/11 will unravel? Which thread will be chosen by the media, etc.? Human trafficking, social media connection is my assumption, but I'm not sure. Answer, just wait and see. Giving away the plot ruins the movie. You guys getting tired of this yet? There's a lot here. What are your thoughts on the percentage of population that won't be able to accept what's coming? Follow up. How many evil eyes are on the board and watching? He says, you are the majority. AI mechanisms weigh online opinions to change that narrative and make their numbers seem much greater. Is Hollywood and the music industry going to be exposed? If so, what happens after? Still getting movies and music, etc.? More than they constantly already are exposed? This is his answer. Yes, the deep perversions of the Hollywood satanic elite will be brought to light in an unignorable way soon. What was the first you learned that blew your mind? And his answer, Rothschild's family history and gold market manipulation in order to start and control wars the world over. Will Disney parks be targeted and dismantled? Major, all caps, house cleaning will happen. Wait for the stories behind closed doors to open wide soon. We have people singing now. I remember when I have twins, and when they were little, they were like 4. We lost one at Disney, and I'm telling you, you talk about scary. He walked away. He thought he was too little for the ride, so he decided to go find his own ride. And we went for help, and they kept looking at his identical twin brother, going, "Well, here he is." No, that's his identical twin. Anyway, let's get back. When I said we have it all, is this evidence or knowledge or both? As in, we have enough ammo to permanently dismantle the cabals of cartels, etc. And he says, all means all. What about Chelsea Clinton? Satanic puppet in training, following in HRC's footsteps exactly. We all know about MK Ultra, but are clones real? No, not with humans. They want immortality, not replacements. Was the cancellation of Roseanne part of the plan? If she had sneezed wrong, they would have canceled it. Elites hate her and always have. Who's behind all the misinformation and media manipulation? The same elite families who are behind trafficking innocent children all over the globe. That's the answer. Soros, Bronfman, Rothschilds, etc. They've been at it for centuries. Never really a secret. Is Monsanto taking over medical marijuana? No, marijuana will be removed from Schedule 1 soon. Part of the plan to dismantle the prison industrial complex. North Cal fires. Some are just the area, some were zaps from lasers that ignited areas. Question, who was the target that it was extracted during the Atlanta airport shutdown? And he says, Soros, information squeeze. So that's interesting. I remember that. That was, I think, in November, I want to say. Will there be a financial reset / debt cancellations / jubilee? And he says, not quite. The Fed is doomed eventually, though. Debt slavery will be checked. What is CERN really up to? Answer, trying to capture immortality and failing. Is the Bible the inspired word of God? Okay, come on now, y'all. Put your thinking caps on. And he says no, it's a choosy collection of Hebrew scriptures pieced together by the Council of Nicaea under the orders of Emperor Constantine for the early Roman Church, missing lots. And, I think it's worth looking into that, but I think we have to believe that God is more powerful than any council and that we have what God wants us to have. Maybe we don't have it all, but we have enough. That's my personal opinion. Don't hate me. London Mayor corrupt, UK. And he says super corrupt Muslim Brotherhood. What was with those floating cities in China a while back? Project Bluebeam, perhaps? And he says no, not a city, a UFO. Knife crime rise in UK, incited by elites, fearmonger, will it stop? Answer, response to control mechanisms. Control incites rebellion in order to take more control. Yes, binds will be broken worldwide. Okay, I'm not going to even go to that one. He says Neon Revolt is a clown. Learn to verify. Okay, I've been following Neon Revolt. It's very entertaining, but this the Spy says that's a CIA operation. I don't know. What's the importance of June 11th to Julian Assange? 1 year ago, and we talked about this earlier, on 6/11, Julian was at a function with MIA called the Royal Festival, also called Meltdown Festival. When Julian left the UK, he posted a special stringer alongside the MIA song Paper Planes. Put two and two together. The song was Paper Planes. Okay, and later on, somewhere in here, I believe it's the Spy says that Julian's been freed and is in the US. Underwater secret military bases, real or nah? Real as can be. Will the Bronfman sisters and their corrupt connection to Soros be brought to light? Will the celebrities in Hollywood be exposed? Vaccinations, population control, and experiments? Answer, everything will be brought to light soon. Okay, so here's a bunch of questions referring to underground. Threat level, big and dumb or small and smart? Phil Schneider, true, false. Bigfoot hoax, is our military on par with all threats? And he says threats contained. Will back-engineered technology be part of the Sky event? No. What happened to plane passengers on 9/11? They went boom along with the planes. People don't survive that. Will we be surprised to see who some of the black hats are? Very. Any info on Greetens, Grietens, other than being a Soros target? Question mark. And that was his answer. D.B. Cooper, 1971, skyjacking clown op? And he says it was a clown that wanted out. Clown is a CIA agent. Do the Earth's frequency and our frequency as humans represent any part of bringing all darkness to light? And he says no. Is it safe to eat meat? I don't want to be a cannibal. Yes, it's very safe as long as you cook it properly. Are we closer to the ET disclosure? He says yes. I know a lot of people that will be happy about that. Chester Bennington, suicide, murdered, witness protection, and he says 187 by Cabal, and that's a code for murder. Okay. Seems like this one has gone on for a really long time. My computer is very slow. I think somebody in my family is streaming something and it's slowing things down. Okay, so I'm just kind of eyeballing the rest of this. I think this is the first, possibly this is from the 29th. Okay. Biggest activist or active threat to the plan. He says no threat. Plan is solid and cannot be stopped. Will all of the artifacts that the Smithsonian is hiding from the population be revealed? And the answer, over the mark. Monolithic structures are where the true history is hidden. What really happened with the Southwest Flight 1380? Why or how was one person taken out? You know, that was the one where she was sucked out of the window and then pulled, her seatbelt kept her in place, but she died anyway. And was the whole plane in on it? Sorry for so many questions about one topic. And he says, over the mark. Engine sabotage. meant to blow the plane up completely, failed along with the failed 17 attack on USAF the same day. Q team warned well in advance of both. Type 1 diabetes cure? Not yet. When the body doesn't produce insulin, you've got to substitute it somewhere. The mechanism behind it is being studied intently, though. Expect big breakthroughs over the next half decade. Again, this guy's not God, people, so he may know a lot of things, and maybe he's just throwing answers out there. We don't know, so we just have to use our discernment. Bright future for California, and he said red dawn, so that would be probably good news for the midterms and Republicans winning. So someone posted this. Will California leave the union? No, they will go red. Awesome. That would be great. Will Uma and or Valerie Jarrett be charged with crimes? And, oops, I thought he answered that. That would be nice to know. So actually, is there a cure for Lyme disease? Strong combined antibiotics if it's caught early enough. I could have told you that. What happened to MH370? Pilot suicided the plane to kill the passengers, 187 to cover up. British royal family to be abolished? That will be up to their citizens soon. Exposed, though, absolutely. Sorry about earlier. I don't mean to sound like I know things, but I just happen to know a couple people who have been cured of Lyme's, and it had to be caught early. Was Admiral Byrd's journal correct? Did he find hollow earth and the beings that dwell there? And I the Spy says, well, Antarctica has a whole man-made world beneath it. It isn't the Admiral's idea, but it is there. Is Mueller an honest cop or a political operative? Remember, answer, that 90-minute meeting between Mueller and DJT? I do. Mueller is a special guy. This one, still in motion, can't really leak it. What is the Sky event? And he says, North Korea summit, plus something special that I'm not revealing. I don't want to end up in a kill box. Who are Obama's real parents? A couple Kenyans. Doubt anyone would know them. That I believe. Not that I'm anyone special. Okay, there's got to be some more in here. All right. Will the secret space program be revealed? Mars, corporate facilities, etc. Over the mark. We are not on Mars yet. We do have secret space programs, though. Hypersonic space weapons programs. Also, Mycroft can basically eat other satellites. When will the internet and media be free? No censorship. And he says when the Internet Bill of Rights happens. I think it's dangerous when we expect one person to have all the answers, right? Because God, even Jesus doesn't know when the time is that he's coming back for his church. So we shouldn't put too much on one person. But this is all very interesting, and it'll help us dig further. Will 6/11 silence Bannon, Clapper, Comey, and McCabe? And he says 6/11 is a big day. It reveals the truth. Was Trump's plan to take down the deep state all laid out ahead of running for office, and did the plan change much afterwards? And he says, not Trump's plan. Plan uses Trump because Trump was an insider and grew to hate the insiders. Trump is the face of the plan. He looked through the door of all doors and decided to help. What were those pics on Epstein Island showing? Looked like they were sitting on buckets, too blurry to make anything out. And he says slaves. And that was a really sad picture of a bunch of naked people taken from a CCTV camera. Blurry, dark, hard to make out, black and white. And he says those people were slaves. It was from a basement on Epstein Island, or a tunnel. To what extent has Muslim Brotherhood infiltrated our government? And I, the Spy, responds, at one point they had a president that far. And I would guess that's Obama. Bin Laden raid, real or fake? Was Bin Laden killed that night in Pakistan, or was he long dead already? Answer, real, but not what you think. Assassination to cover evidence. Was lead paint outlawed because spy tech couldn't see through it. And he says lead is highly toxic. When can we expect to see actual arrests and surveillance crimes against America? Soon. Heads will roll too. Not everyone gets away with cuffs. When will we see Wiener's laptop contents? And he says, you really don't want to see that. Sick, sick things. Let justice happen. It will happen. Somewhere, I don't remember which thread, he said it's basically just horrible acts with children, and he didn't say anything about Hillary being in it, in that video. Okay, question. Will gold price suppression stop at that point? Talking about replacing the dollar by gold-backed currency. He says, this has been answered repeatedly already. Structure, structure, structure. Unless structure is in place first, people suffer the world over. We are not collapsing the world's economy to end the Fed, but yes, the day will come. Then this bunch of codes. What is this? Will J.A., Julian Assange, drop this on 6/11? It's a message. Hidden in color codes. Identifier for J.A. 6/11/18 does deal with J.A. Will Adam Schiff and Smallwell be put down for their obstruction? Shifty Schiffy is in trouble already. You didn't know? Swalwell is a glorified troll. He just goes away in shame. Let's see if there's any more. Yeah, Justin Trudeau, puppet of deep state. And he says, huge puppet, connected to Soros and Bronfmans and Rothschilds and Royals, etc. He's also a nasty pedophile, just for the record. Sorry if it's a dumb question. Scientology good, bad, clown company trolled, indifferent? And he says bad. Oh, I would agree with that, for sure. And let's see what these other... Is the earth flat? Do you know anyone who's fallen off? And he comes back and says it is not. He says it's a globe. USAF/Army Joint Secret Intelligence Base is located under the Shemya Island in Alaska. It also houses a lot of weapons. Are we to stay in the Middle East indefinitely? No. Giants found in stasis alive, true or false? He says false. Seems like Deep State has something on Sessions. He's coming across as a useless AG, and he says trust Sessions. What's the truth about Planet X, Nibiru system, and the Sun simulator? He says over the mark. I don't know what that means. Like I said, y'all have something you can add. Please do so in the comments. What's the deal with Melania? He says, recovering quietly from surgery, away from cameras. Let's let her have some privacy. Amen. Will there be a major solar event at Killshot, global economic collapse, weather/earth changes, famine? And he says no. What will happen to child protective services in our country when trafficking is brought to light? Answer, house will be cleaned big time. Not all are bad. What was Jade Helm? Training exercise. Military does them constantly. Conspiracy designed around it to instill fear. Your military is made up of your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. They will not betray you. Will CNN et al. Ever be taken to task for the lies they have perpetrated on the American public? Yes, they already are on their way toward total bankruptcy, and Q has said that too. Will Feinstein and Pelosi be indicted? Answer, you bet. Selling state secrets is bad. Okay? And Pelosi, somewhere in here, he says she was selling state secrets to, I believe, North Korea. Will the UN be restructured? And he answers, or torn down. That place is corrupt with a capital C. Will California leave the Union? No, they will go red. Cryptos, good or bad? All cryptocurrency is a scam. Will we see gallows used in the U.S.? Something like that, yes. Iran is next, Israel is last. Are the Zionists going to be exposed as the synagogue of Satan? He says Israel has a dark history, last for a reason, structure. And Q has said that Israel was going to be last. as far as the cleanup. Are Apple the good guys? And he says no in all caps. How can we fully trust the plan? Anyway, it's a big question. And he answers, how can you fully trust what has been repeatedly proven to you? By using simple logic and limiting your influx mechanisms of needless doubt. Work with facts, that should be enough. Is there hope for the MSM ever doing its real job? And he says, one day, yes. Then someone asks, is Justin Trudeau the son of Fidel Castro? And he says, no. Why was Andrew Breitbart murdered? The answer, when you shake the tree, exposing the bad apples, you have to be careful of getting hit by them on their fall down. Andrew forgot to be careful. And that was very sad. Lots of people have died trying to expose the truth, given their lives. All right. Looks like he's being quiet all through this string here. Don't see anything. Like I said, I have someone in my house who's using heavy duty using the computer, and it makes my things so much slower. Okay, I don't see anything else. All right, we're going to dump out of that. And all the left has are trolls. This is from the 29th. That's it. A handful of wretched, impotent dimwits. They have literally no ammunition to use against Trump, so they decry him like spoiled, disagreeable children. Nothing but name-calling and puffed-up bravado. We are not sheep. Trump fights for us. Okay. I don't think he's done any more. Oh, here's the third Q&A. All right. This is actually probably, he says it's the third, so I think I'll end with this one. And if there's anything else that's in there that I feel like we should all know, I will mention it in the next video. Will tribunal trials and executions be televised for the public to see? He says yes. Worldwide justice wouldn't do much good if no one saw it. Heads will roll. What's Nipah virus in India? A man-made cross-species with viral weapon that affects the actual RNA. Extremely dangerous and deadly. No cure. 75% fatality rate overall. Airborne? He says direct physical contact. Thankfully, not airborne. Okay. A lot of people ask questions. I, the spy, must go through and decide which ones. Okay. Was JFK Jr. killed because Hillary wouldn't be able to beat him in 2000 New York Senate race? Yes, and for more than just that. That was really sad. What did the scuba diver use to 187 Loretta Fuddy? Now, she's the health department official in Hawaii that helped falsify Barack's birth certificate, and he gives the word saxitoxin. It's a potent shellfish poison that mimics heart attacks. Favored clean kill method. And I talked about this in my video yesterday. There's one on YouTube where you can just see her floating. She's fine. They're all wearing life jackets. They're floating. They're just waiting to be picked up after the plane sort of soft lands into the ocean. And then you see this guy in a wetsuit, and she's dead. Sessions, good guy or no? Trust Sessions unless Q team tells you otherwise. And he says 60-40 is just what you see happening now. Full disclosure will come. Pain comes on 6/11. And the chemtrails will stop when the war is over. How many deep underground military bases do Black Hats still control in USA or worldwide? He says USA 0, worldwide handful. Three times a day, don't judge. Let's see. Be patient. Q team is not gone. And Q hasn't posted since the 25th, so it has been a while. So many questions, but others seem to be asking most of them. The one I need an answer to. My mom has cancer. Are there technologies or cures that will be released? If so, how long? President just signed the EO, the right to try. Reported on that yesterday. Look for experimental procedures. There are many, depending on the kind of cancer. Any significance of the parade Mr. President wants in D.C.? He says, over the mark, no one sneezes without us knowing. Isobaric wind patterns caused by the Earth's rotation. He's talking about any idea what this is, and it's a YouTube video. Let's see. Is Obama's BC birth certificate real or fake? Fake. I think we answered that one already. Why is the Syrian-Turkey border so important to the cabal? He says Upper Mesopotamia, location, 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 oil money and religious meaning, Suleiman Shah. That would be something to research. Will Antarctica facility be destroyed or used, boomed to dust eventually? And let's look at the rest. Okay. Is Rod Rosenstein good, bad? Is Mueller good, bad? RR is not your friend. Is there a cure for diabetes? He says depends on the kind. Should we be watching for televised announcement or EAS? And he says televised. So on the 11th, have your TVs on, and I think Q said watch the news that day. What is the looking glass? It's a controlled center that stays airborne in case we need it, controls our nukes in the unlikely event ground control goes belly up. Will the internet be shut down soon? No. The very beginning, Q talked about that. I'm glad it never happened. Is there a cure for dementia? Stem cells treatment that replaces lost portions of the brain matter. Please give me some hope for England. Bonds will be broken worldwide. You can bank on Q team intel. Are voting polls clean? Can the new machines be trusted? Should paper ballots be requested? Midterms are safe. Watch California. Oh, that is going to be, one of the best days was when the election and watching Megyn Kelly's face when she had to announce that Donald Trump was the winner. Wouldn't that be great to see that in California, that same type of thing? Were the hurricanes, weather disaster events in the past man-made or controlled? He said no, tech isn't there yet. They would have if they could have, though. Why are we here? Is the Bible true? Is Jesus real? You are a hero, thank you, kind sir. Jesus of Nazareth appeared on Roman census. Yes, he was real. The Bible was created by the Council of Nicaea. It is incomplete. A collection of Hebrew writings. Too much to go into detail here. Limited reply space, sorry. How important are Palantir, Sophia, and Alice to the success of Q team efforts? Are they all controlled by white hats now or gray hats? AI is the future of some parts of warfare. The human element remains far more important still. Okay, hoping I am allowed another question. Let's see. What is Hillary hiding? A back brace. Punishment applied by her fellow cabal members. Really? She's all, they showed her on Memorial Day in a parade looking like she was dressed for winter. And you can see that back brace in some of those pictures. Is Q okay? Concerned. Q is a team and very secure, safe. They're just waiting. They only come out when they need to. What was HRC really doing in New Zealand? Getting paid and working on a plan to impeach the president. It will fail. I can't thank you enough. My burning question is, will Palestine be all right? Yes, there are no plans to hurt or suffocate any people. Goal remains breaking bonds worldwide. Is social media and chance used to train AI? Reverse your thinking. AI is used to weight and control the narratives on social media. Where did the money come from that Obama gave to Iran? Your pockets mostly. Yeah, that's the sad truth. Will the Fed Reserve be dissolved soon? Not soon. Eventually, yes. And he said this before, structure must be in place or people the world over would suffer. Trust the plan. What can you share regarding the Hillary Clinton video? Frazzle drip is fake. Real video exists. Important leverage for now. Will be public one day soon. Then they were asking about cryptocurrencies. Limited forms of transference inevitably shutter them, leaving a few pockets lined and their consumers empty-handed. Did we set foot on the moon? Plenty of times. Then why did you fake the video? Why did Trump appoint Wilbur Ross to Commerce Secretary? One-stop shop. We need to improve our business models. Let's see. Okay, she asked too many questions. He said pick one, and I'll answer it. Was Zachariah Sitchin right? Over the mark. I don't know what that means. Maybe somebody can put it in the comments. If you're still hanging around, it's been a long one. Are ETs here and working with the government? Yes and no. What was in the boxes on the pallets and the pics that Q posted a few weeks ago? And he says phones. As a Q reporter and content creator, what are some issues that you suggest we focus on to best help the movement? Study and spread. Awareness is all it takes. Okay. I don't know if there's much left. And I don't see any more. All right, I think I'm going to just go with this. Like I said, if I come across anything else that is really astonishing that I think everybody needs to know, I will post it. I will keep up with this. Follow the Spy. He says, okay, will it be safe to be away from home on the 11th? Yes. Will people that were in MI Lab as children have access to their files in the future? MI Lab is an acronym that means military abduction. Specify which instance you mean. Do you have any intel about the pharmaceutical push on our citizens and Roundup in our nation's crops? We are sick of being sick. Big Pharma is being tackled now. Patience. Okay. To this, he says, over the mark, way over the mark. Do you know of the SSP programs in our youth detention facilities, and can you help me get an innocent man clemency to escape? He's been held since he was 10. He's now 24. Oh, that's so sad. All right. Guys, thanks for hanging out. And I'm just going to pray while I'm kind of looking at seeing if there's anything else. Father, we just know that the enemy loves to take this kind of stuff and scare us with it. The enemy loves to hurt God's people. He loves to keep people away from the kingdom of heaven, and he loves to glorify himself. So right now, we don't glorify any man. We glorify God the Father, the Lord Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. And we thank you, Father, for your provisions for us, for our planet, for our families, for our futures. We honor you and we give you praise. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you all, and join me next time.